Hi everyone, welcome back to Vintage Lilac Memories. My name is Kim. Today is Follow-Up Friday, and Flip Through Friday is what I'm calling it. This is what I was previously calling my grungy fabric journal, and one of my subscribers suggested I name her, and I came up with Grungy Gretchen, or GG for short. So today I'm going to show you GG completed. I could actually work on this probably for another month adding things, but as you see, it is quite chunky already, so I need to stop. So I'm going to just try to show you a close-up of everything with all these extra threads. I'll take this band off in a second. So I just have this piece of an old dress. I like the fabric, and I just made a tie out of that. Nice and tattered. Oh, what's the threads? Okay, so this is an actual heavy metal key, not just one of the plastic ones or whatever. It's actually heavy. So I've got it on a length of ribbon here, and then I've got a bulb pin so that it doesn't fall completely to the side. And let me show you the spine. And then the back, there's a little specimen slide in there on a bulb pin so it doesn't get lost. Little journaling spot in there. And I had actually completely forgot about this, but there's also, you don't really see it, all these extra hairs. Threads, not hairs. There is a hidden tuck spot here. Just a piece of note paper that goes under Gretchen. And it slides in like that and hides behind the lace. So there is a close-up of who I'm calling Gretchen. This journal was inspired by Jo's Jersey Journals. I watched her reveal video of a lace grungy journal, and it prompted me that I had started this cover many years ago and then never did anything with it. So she inspired me to finish it. So let's go ahead and I'll show you. The outer cover is made from, I believe, 2 like cotton napkins, and then I just hand stitched them together. And it has this little embroidered detail here, and on this side it's down under here. So then there's a doily in here. This is just the part that attached the signatures. Just flip to the back for a second. So this has 4 signatures. I don't know how many pages. I didn't count pages. We'll figure that out. These are made of cardstock and homemade texture paste, and then a vintage stain, also inspired by Jo of Jo's Jersey Journals. It's got some stencils on here just with vintage photo. This is regular kitchen parchment paper. that I used to lay out on my patio table to dry my tea dyed papers on, and it gets a really nice coating of the tea dyeing, and I ended up ripping it and using it. So that's sewn on. And then there's a few little cards, little fabric snippet there, snippet cluster, whatever. Okay. This is tea dyed, or coffee dyed actually. These are coffee dyed. This is more of the vintage. You can see that texture paste with the vintage stain, which is a glue based. It's a paper clip cluster. One of my napkin decoupaged dictionary pages. You can't really see this, but this was lined. This is another piece of that parchment, but it has the vintage glue stain on it, and then it has a lace acetate pocket. This has little journaling note spots inside. Another napkin decoupage page. Oh, I have to put something in here, a little lace tuck spot. Another acetate and lace pocket. This is a, I don't remember if it's plastic. I think it's a plastic table runner, lace table runner that I used with tea dyed paper. So that's the first signature. This is the same, just a lighter cardstock I started with. It's got the texture paste through a stencil here. Vintage stain on it as well. This has got a lace embroidered napkin pocket. This has got belly band. Oh, this is missing. This needs something here. Actually, there's another pocket there as well. More of the texture paste. Little snippet. This is one of the large pockets I made on one of my Mass Make Mondays. And there's this card. Tag. And in here, I have a couple more journaling spots. I did a lot of the stenciling throughout. There's another one of those little rose clustered fabric clusters. Another paper clip cluster. I really tried with this one to not overdo it because I do have a tendency to add a lot of embellishments and things get really chunky, and the spine really can't expand too much. This pocket has the texture paste, was stained with the vintage stain first and then the texture paste. That's just some eyelet lace and a piece of fabric clipped on. I did create a writing board because it is kind of odd to, it's kind of bulky. So I created this chipboard writing board, and I put an eyelet in the top here, this cord. So this, just so this doesn't get misplaced, it's always attached, and there's plenty of room so that it will go anywhere in the book. But just fits in the center like that. More of the same parchment paper. Little writing notebook. This is also, well, inspired or directly copied from Joe, of Joe's Jersey Journals. Tag there, but you remove the paper clip and fold these out. You get an entire page of writing space. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know that I'd seen that before. I'm sure it's been around a while, but I haven't seen everything. So I thought that was cool, so I just looked at how hers was and made my own. I'm not sure if you can hear that in the background. That's one of my dogs snoring. This pocket was fun. Let me bring it up a little bit. It's just it's a bunch of book pages put together, dictionary pages, really large. So it overlaps the page where I attached it, but it fits in. So there's a tuck here. But then when you remove there's another one of those little rose snippets. When you remove all these, it's just a bunch of pages, and it's really sturdy. I have no idea where I had all these, but paper clip cluster. There's a little specimen tag with a hydrangea flower in it. Another piece, eyelet fabric pocket. This is a little envelope made from a doily. Piece of paper in there. Sorry about that, I lost connection there for a second. So this is a fold-out journaling spot. Another paper clip cluster. This paper is colored with the vintage stain. This has got some of that texture paste and napkin decoupage. Little doily, little book page envelope with the rose cluster. I'm still thinking about it, but I was considering putting a little hook and eye here to hold these two pieces together. But it's not necessary, we do have the tie. Look how chunky she is. So that's my Grungy Gretchen, and thanks so much for watching. See you later.